What is supported decision making, you ask?
Supported decision making is a way people with disabilities, both physical and intellectual, can make their own decisions and stay in charge of their lives while receiving any help they need to do so. Throughout this video, you will meet individuals who make decisions every day with different levels of support. As you will see, many parents are advised to seek guardianship for their children when they reach the age of majority. Supported decision-making is one option on a continuum of decision-making options that enables people to gain support from important people in their lives to make informed choices.
I am a single father of a Down syndrome 22-year-old daughter.
Christopher has cerebral palsy. He's also considered deafblind. He is completely dependent on others to care for him.
My mom had a stroke in 2002, and on top of that, she had dementia.
My name is Tara Buster. I'm 34 years old, living with my mother.
A few months after graduating high school, I was in a car accident and suffered a severe traumatic brain injury.
Bridget was born 5 weeks premature and had some issues at delivery, lack of oxygen. So she ended up with cerebral palsy.
At 18, since Anne was still in a coma after her accident, her parents chose to hold power of attorney rather than becoming her legal guardian.
I have self-advocacy. I don't have no legal guardian.
I went to a lawyer and he had told me she's not able to give permission, so we had to go to another route, and that's why I ended up going to guardianship.
I have guardianship of Bridget, which I regret. At the age of 18, in school, I was told that if Bridget didn't get guardianship and something happened to her and there was an accident or she needed surgery, I wouldn't be able to sign for her care and that she could die. That was totally untrue. But as a mother, thinking that I was doing the best that I should be doing for my daughter, my husband and I went ahead and got guardianship. Not knowing that there are other choices such as health care, power of attorney, and supported decision making, which is new.
Supported decision making means to me making decisions with the support of those close to me.
Supported decision making, as far as is within the realm of my household, says that as a family, there are certain decisions that because of her disability, she's not going to be capable, mentally capable of digesting the seriousness of it. So at that point, those are the times when I intervene.
In my situation, having personal assistance makes independence possible for me.
For our families, I think we want Christopher to always be home. So therefore, we need to make sure that we're addressing any new things that come up as he's getting older. And as he needs more equipment, we need to be prepared to be able to find the way, to find the resources so that Christopher does have those supports in the home.
It's a good thing because you got different options for somebody can reach out and help you.
I may not think she can do it, but pass or fail, we will try, because this is what, support is. Support is not making decisions for that person, it's to help that person, guide them in the direction that they want to go.
And she'll always have someone looking after her, but she doesn't always need someone telling her what to do.
She was there for me, so I should be there for her on her behalf.
I don't think that supported decision making is something that someone should have a dominance over someone that's capable of doing it, just because they are titled with developmental delay.
I make decisions to work every day. I do make dinner every night. I watch TV. I get my drink at Dunkin' Donuts. And I do groceries.
Everything we've done so far, we always have done it thinking in his quality of life. That the choices that we are making is going to give him a better quality of life. Not what I want as a mom,
We protect our children because we think they're going to make mistakes and they're going to get hurt. We're not giving people with disabilities the opportunities to learn from their failures.
The biggest decision was, removing selfishness out of it. Because when you're a parent with a special needs child, you go through a lot of different things and put yourself on a lot of different islands. So it's easy for you to say that you're making the best judgment for her, even though it's just for yourself. So to be able to critique yourself and say, listen, this is really what she wants to do.
So there are little things in life that have taught me through the years, along with Bridget teaching me, that she doesn't always need me around. She needs the support of the community and her family.
I want to be the one in the driver's seat of my own life, and if that means taking some reminders or hearing some suggestions from time to time, I'm all for it.
Christopher's life matters a lot to everybody, that from taking care of Christopher to getting to know Christopher out in the community, he's very important. And people need to see him as an important citizen and that his life matters.
I would like people in the non-disabled community, I would also like policymakers to know that Bridget has options, and for people to know to give people their options. We need to educate people on what there is out there, and I want Bridget to just be like everyone else.
I'm independent, I make my own decisions.
Freedom of choice is a civil right given to us by the Constitution of the United States of America. Supported decision-making allows us to make choices and have a self-directed life. Everyone has the right to make decisions, even if one needs a little support.
Your support, my decisions, endless opportunities. My life.
A meaningful life. Services for adults with developmental disabilities has changed a lot over the years. For 40 years, the Butler County Board of Developmental Disabilities offered programming to adults during the day called Day Habilitation Services. Typically, there were only 2 options for them once they left high school. They could go to a center during the day, or they could stay at home. Many didn't work, although many were capable of working. If they did work, many times it was in a grouped setting known as a workshop. In the 90s, the Butler County Board of Developmental Disabilities began changing how it offered services to adults, and the day habilitation centers began to close. Services were instead offered in the community. People were given greater choice about how they wanted to spend their day. They could choose to work, to learn, to enjoy recreation, or to volunteer. By 2010, the board had consolidated its services for the day habilitation down to one building called the Liberty Center.
And we served about 127 people who came here Monday through Friday on various schedules, part-time and full-time schedules, and they participated in classes and clubs and some community opportunities. For a period of time, we had some work training opportunities here, and we provided services to a wide range of people with mild disabilities all the way to lots of care needs. And our goals for people were really to promote independence, to promote employment, to help people be engaged and active in their community, to help them express themselves through art and music, and to really have something that was meaningful to do during the day. But it was all based out of this program. So people came on buses or via transportation to this building, and they spent the majority of their time in this building.
Meet Joel. Joel began attending Liberty Center's day habilitation program in 2012. He had graduated high school and had moved out of his parents' house.
When you first meet Joel, you would think he's very quiet, very shy around people he doesn't know. But once people get to know Joel, he has just a really cute personality. He loves to joke around and be funny. He makes friends for life.
Joel moved into his own home in Oxford. A full-time caregiver supports him at home.
I think one of the things that he loves about living here in his own home is just he has his favorite chair, and he comes home after a busy day and he just plops down in that chair and he puts on his headphones, listens to his music on his iPad, and looks at pictures on the iPad. I think he just feels so comfortable here.
He is a member of Best Buddies at Miami University. He sings with the Best Buddies choir.
Music is probably the thing he likes the most.
When he was at Liberty Center, Joel did a variety of things during his day. He participated in job training, music, and recreation. In 2015, the rules changed. DD boards were no longer allowed to offer both day habilitation services and case management. The federal government said that was a conflict of interest, so the board made plans to close Liberty Center.
When families learned that Liberty Center would be closing, the plan for each individual was different because every person is different. So we gave everybody that attended here a year to find other options for day programs. There are lots of providers in this county that provide a similar service or something else to do. We had lots of people that were here that had various challenges for different reasons. Could have been medical, some behavioral kinds of concerns that didn't make it quite as easy for them to just pick up and find another provider. So it took some of our folks a lot longer to find programs, and some people were having trouble finding any program at all that was the right fit for them.
We found out that the Liberty Center was going to be closed. We were both really upset.
People at Butler County really, helped us and showed us how this process could work. And I think we did it together as a team. We worked together to come up with Joel's self-directed day.
There were a few people that we had to be sort of creative with because there wasn't one provider that could provide everything that they needed.
The shift in how a person spends their day and what services are offered to them centers around their choice. The Butler County Board of Developmental Disabilities believes that a person should direct how they want to live their lives. Employment is a focus. We believe that all people should be given the opportunity to show what they are capable of.
Joel was in that situation where he really couldn't find another provider that was the perfect fit for him. Employment for the individuals that we work with can look it could be a variety of things. It could be working in a traditional, at a grocery store, at a restaurant, at a factory, right alongside typical individuals. But for other folks, that doesn't really fit. So they for whatever reason, that's not the best option for them. They do have employment interests and employment goals, but they need something a little bit different. And for Joel, he really does better in a smaller setting, more one-on-one, and he is very social, so he wants the opportunity to interact with lots of different types of people throughout his day, not necessarily just work with the same few individuals. So for him, his employment looks different because he's almost self-employed, really, because he sort of has his own little niche business of vending, and then he also cleans at an office.
After Liberty Center closed, Joel began his new venture. His team calls it a day program without walls. He fills his week with working and volunteering.
Taking care of the vending machines, that was the center of what we put everything else around.
Right. He came to work and to do like janitorial things at Crane Tech, which is my company, and it's a small business, and he comes into the office on Tuesdays and Thursdays and does the trash. He likes to hang out. He likes to be around other people, so he gets to come in and say hello to everybody and have his lunch there, but he also does his jobs too, which is run the sweeper and take out the trash and do the recycling. So it's fun for me because my son gets to come, and actually he gets paid to do what he does. He gets to come and work for a few hours at the family business, and it's nice to have him there and let other people enjoy him too.
The vending piece really requires a whole bunch of planning beforehand. So he shops for his supplies. He also collects the money and does banking related to that. And he also has to promote his business, which is different for some of our folks. He has to sort of self-promote what he's doing. He asks for feedback from the individuals that work in the office where he has the vending machine. What kind of snacks do they want? He deals with maintenance issues, or his staff helps him deal with that. And so there's a neat little almost customer service component that really meets a need that Joel has too, to be social, to get some feedback from people about if his business is successful for them and if it's giving them what they want.
Joel is just one example of how a person's day could look. When Liberty Center closed, the individuals chose where to go and what to do. Some are now working. Some went to a new day habilitation provider. Some continue to make art and an income working at Inside Out Studio. Some have a combination of services.
In a typical day hab setting, people are grouped together with staff. In Joel's situation with his employment right now, he needs more concentrated staffing. So he has a staff that goes with him throughout his day while he volunteers and does his employment. And that is through his provider agency. The hope would be that eventually some of that could fade, possibly, and Joel could maybe just receive transportation to the site and at some point be able to independently do some of the things or take direction from community members. So the staff really helps keep him on track, keep him on schedule, and help him become more independent.
It's challenging with someone with Joel's needs to just know exactly what they want and how things are going. But if we judge that by how happy of a guy he is, I think he's in a pretty good place right now. So are we.
It's important to note that the funding follows the person, no matter what services look like or where they are offered. Although Joel is no longer attending a program provided by the Butler County Board of Developmental Disabilities, the funding and planning for his services still goes through the board.
When Joel attended Liberty Center, his funding was partially funded by the local taxpayers and then also Medicaid. And when the program closed, the same funding followed him into the community to work and volunteer and live in his home. And that's the same for all of the individuals that attended Liberty Center. The funding that was used to pay for this program then went with them to their new programs and helped support those programs. Local support is crucial to make sure that they're successful in their community activities. They need staff support to really actively participate in their community. And they also need the support of the team to plan that. And board employees are a big part of making that happen for individuals.
With people's support, it's allowed Joel to live an independent life. Without that, he would be, probably stuck in the house most of the time with either mom or dad. So the support really not only frees up the person, but also the support person too. It really allows more than just the one person to have a good life. It allows the whole family to live a fulfilling life.
Employment works, and people of all abilities are employed in Butler, Clermont, Hamilton, and Warren counties. Employees with disabilities are competent, valuable, and contribute to their communities. With support from their local county boards, people are acquiring skills and finding meaningful jobs in their community. This video will show you what having a job in the community looks like, and how you can make the first steps towards becoming employed.
It's scary at first when you're trying to find a job. But with me, I went through many struggles of trying to find a job through the years. And it was a lot up and down. And it was emotional at times. But if you hang in there, you can do anything you want to do. It's scary, but you can actually do whatever you want to do.
Rachel has 3 jobs. When she isn't answering phones at a transportation company or Production Services Unlimited, she can be seen in the offices and hallways of the Warren County Court of Common Pleas.
I have 3 jobs because it's always what I've wanted. All I've ever wanted was to work in the community. And having an opportunity to split my week up, I really enjoy that. They work with us on what type of jobs we want, what we would like to have, and then they also help keep going out. They go out and they start looking. And then they come to us and ask us if we want to go interview for the positions. Parents need to just take a deep breath. If their child wants to try it, let them try it.
Yeah.
It's scary out there. I know it is. I wanted to try to get a job in the community. My mother was fine with it. My dad wasn't at first. And then when I kept trying and plugging away at it, and I turned my whole mindset around. I said, everybody looks at people with disabilities in the community and say, oh, you're just going to fail. Because I had this happen to me. I turned my whole mindset around and I said, I'm just going to show the world. And show the world is what people with disabilities can do, and they can do anything they want.
Chelsea has worked at McDonald's for a little over a year. Recently, she found a new job at the Arbors in Milford.
Currently at McDonald's, I get prep ready, I roll burritos, and I do the dishwasher. I work at McDonald's 2 days a week, and at my new job, I'm going to get more days and more hours. I'll be doing dishwashing, and then doing a little prep and cleaning and stuff, and serving food too.
So they aren't going to be out there completely by themselves. You know, we're going to be there, the employer's going to be there, there's supports there in place, you know, if the needs arise. We would never just send them out there and just say, okay, you're on your own. There's always going to be support there to make sure, you know, every step of the way that, you know, if they have any concerns, we address those concerns, you know, right from the go.
I love my job, and then if anybody wants to go to the county board, they can get them a job and they can do it.
Garrett has worked at Kroger for 4 years. He got his job after he graduated high school.
His brother and his dad work for Kroger, and in our family that's kind of what we do, is start out working at Kroger. So he had that goal in mind from 14 on.
Yes.
And then at 16, we started with work-study program in Lakota schools with job coaching.
Correct.
So he would come here for a period a day with the support of a job coach from Lakota. And then that expanded as you went on through the program to, did you do 2 periods a day?
Yes, 2 periods.
2 periods a day through school, and then he got hired on to do weekends and evenings. And then we brought in the county supports through the Bridges program to help him during those times. Being flexible with the plan is extremely important. I think it's also important to know what community supports are out there, so if things don't go right, you have people to help you along the way. You're not doing this on your own. It's important to use your child's gifts and talents and find out what they want to do versus trying to force them into something that you want them to do. To see him be successful and happy and to have friends and people here, it's amazing. He's making really good money, saving his money, and he took me on vacation this year. So that to me is a huge success, and I'm very, very proud. And I'm gonna cry.
I love doing my job. Just making more money.
Zachariah's been at Panera Bread for over a year, washing dishes, cleaning the lobby, and soon he'll be doing food prep.
Last summer, Zach was working at Kings Island, working at a Subway shop, preparing food, and that was just a summer seasonal position. So when that was finished for the summer, Zach was still looking for different employment. So then he applied and accepted a job here at Panera Bread.
Actually, he did express an interest of wanting to work. He just didn't know where. But through working with him at home, having a foundation of his chores at home, and just showing him different hobbies, something to keep him constructive, it all came together just like it was supposed to.
It was Probably a little difficult for Zach in the beginning. And Dad kept saying, he'll get it, he'll get it. He got it, and he hasn't forgotten. But we just kind of worked with Zach and just kind of reiterated some of the things that were kind of important to the job. And Zach learned it, and he's got it.
Well, I'm proud of him. Me personally, I'm proud of him because his accomplishments have been great. And like I said, with the help of some of the people at DDS, his job coach, things like that, it's been working out very smoothly. So I'm very proud of him.
Hard workers.
Should they quit?
Should be
No.
quit. No. No today.
No today, no tomorrow. Don't quit.
No tomorrow.
These 4 employees with disabilities all had different journeys on their way to getting and keeping their jobs. They all benefited from a variety of help and support, including parent and family member support and input, self-advocacy, school teams and planning, local agency supports, including Opportunities for Ohioans with Disabilities, county boards of developmental disabilities, and Ohio Means Jobs. Provider agencies such as Easter Seals Tri-State and Ohio Valley Goodwill also provide job developers and coaches that will assist you in looking for and getting a job. These agencies also assist with training once you're employed. The first step in the whole process is figuring out what you want to do, the skills you have to offer, and the path you need to take to get the whole thing started. You are an untapped pool of hardworking, dedicated employees waiting to be hired in the southwestern Ohio region. Don't miss an opportunity to lead a productive and happy life. Employment works for people with disabilities, and communities benefit.